French toast is a special treat in my mind because it always reminds me of the start of the weekend. And there are a lot of great French toast recipes out there, but in this video, it's all about cutting through the noise and giving you two important details to ensure that you make the best French toast whenever and wherever you are. Like I mentioned in my secret to scrambled eggs video, there's always like one thing that people sort of like half suggest, like, oh, you should just do this. But if you think about it, that's like one of the most important pieces of information to get really great results. The secret, not so secret thing that you can do is to dry out or lightly toast your bread. I know, it may seem obvious to some now, but too many recipes ignore this or gloss over it or chalk it up to a pro tip. But I think it's essential. By lightly drying it out in the oven, say 250 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes, you're giving the outside bread a proper structure for the custard you're about to dip it in. You can leave the slices of bread out overnight, like I did with this piece of brioche. Does an okay job, but the oven does a much better job. And it doesn't require any pre-planning. Oh, and don't toast it in the toaster. It'll dry it out completely. The goal is to have a dry exterior and a soft interior. Start off any recipe with this tip and you're already on your way to better French toast. So now my second point. I analyzed over a dozen recipes and did math, and math is hard and ratios are hard, but I wanted to figure out some kind of average in all of these recipes. Making an average didn't really make any mathematical sense. I'm also terrible at math. So instead of the mean or average, I went with the mode, which is the most common number or ratio of milk to egg and slices of bread that I saw in over 16 recipes. This ratio will make things really easy to remember. It's 1/4 cup of milk to every egg for 2 slices of French toast. If you want to make 8 slices, just multiply everything by 4. That's 1 cup of milk to 4 eggs. All right, now for my go-to recipe. I'll start off by slicing 6 pieces of challah on an angle. I saw this done at a restaurant and it gives it a little more surface area. I'm gonna pop this into the oven at 250 degrees for 8 minutes to dry out the outside. With 6 slices, I'm gonna use 3 eggs and crack them into a mason jar. I'll explain why in a second. I'll use about 3/4 cup of milk, pop the eggs with a fork, and shake it up. For me, using a mason jar helps homogenize the milk and eggs better than a whisk, and I'm not dirtying up a huge bowl. Pour the custard into a suitable dipping station like this baking dish. Now you can add the aromatics. I love adding cinnamon, a bit of powdered ginger, and fresh nutmeg since I got all these nutmegs. So many nutmegs, it's really great. But don't use too much, I hear you can hallucinate. Totally optional, but you can add vanilla extract or vanilla paste like I'm doing now, and I sprinkle a bit of brown sugar. And I like to add the zest of half an orange. It really brightens up the custard and gives this awesome citrusy aroma. Now mix it up. Now dip your bread on each side for about 10 seconds. The dry bread can withstand the custard, so don't fret. If you're trying to get flavor to soak into the bread, just know that that's not the goal of a custard in a standard French toast. It's just to coat the outside. If you want flavor on the inside, go for a French toast casserole. And for that, since you're baking it in the oven for 45 minutes, you don't have to toast it ahead of time. Don't forget to shake off any excess custard and add to an already warm pan with butter, or better yet, ghee or coconut oil. Just watch the heat. And let it fry for 3 to 5 minutes on each side. All right, now for a little French toast history. Now, it traces back to ancient Rome, or even an English guy named John French, but I like it that it was the French who called it pain perdu, or lost bread, for a reason. They didn't want to waste any old stale bread. And yet somehow, old bread turned into day-old bread. And with modern bread and its preservatives, or even modern storage like plastic bags and refrigerators, they don't really let the bread go stale after one day. And so that's why drying it in the oven is so essential. Now, I grew up eating a lot of challah for Friday night dinner and a lot of French toast the next day. And I'm really glad I was able to help break down French toast for you. Once you're done cooking them, plop them on a plate and get that maple syrup ready. And as a bonus, I want to share this easy topping I make with maple syrup to make this even more special. Warm up a small pan, and I'm gonna toast me some sliced almonds. After a minute, add orange zest from a half an orange and toss it around a bit, and then add a splash of maple syrup. Give it a mix and take it off the heat once it's all sticky. Shouldn't be any more than about 20 or 30 seconds. Then pop this on top of your French toast and drizzle even more syrup. I have to, or I'll get a nasty call from the Canadian Embassy for not doing my civic duty. And there you go. Hey, thanks for watching. Comment below on the craziest thing you saw someone put on their French toast, and I'll see you in the next one.